colleges, and one in particular, Centennial, had me come and talk with the professors to identify how they can recognize a poor kid, like written about in Beautiful Buttons, how they can identify the kids that come into their class that might not be sleeping and eating, and what they can do to make sure that there's not another book out there like this ever again. And I was so honored that my book is being studied, that the professors had my book open and they're highlighting it and discussing my story.
Yeah.
I was so amazed, I really was. I thought, oh my God, this really was the right thing to do.
Good for you. You drink alcohol every so often, right? She's having Red Bull right now.
Red Bull?
But you never had to go to rehab or anything like that?
No.
No. So that's one positive out of all that, right?
Yes.
You did have a few little robbery things that you had. And how long were you in jail? You had a few little robbery problems.
Do you think?
Okay, we didn't talk about how long you went to jail for. Was it?
It was like a week or so.
Oh, okay.
But then I was on probation for a couple of years.
Was it a hardcore jail or was it more?
It was a Toronto Don jail.
What does that mean?
Don jail. It's looks like a haunted castle, and it is an old jail. How come
you only had to go for a week?
Because I got bailed out.
Did you get on good behavior?
I called. I called. It wasn't a sentence. It was. I don't know what happened. I think after I got charged, I was in jail there, and I got bailed out. My uncle John, he came to bail me out.
John, the bad John?
Yes, of course I owed him.
His name was John, and he was your John?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, that name kind of fit, huh?
I know.
Did your family ever say anything about how he was with you?
I told my mom what happened to me with him a couple of years ago. And she didn't say anything.
Was it her brother?
Yeah.
So it kind of runs in the family in that department, huh?
Well, he became very, very, very rich, and everyone kind of walked on eggshells around him because they all wanted his money. He's dead.
And then, did your father die of liver complications?
No, my dad died of upper respiratory disease from smoking. The alcohol never killed him. Isn't that funny?
But the smoking did. So and they go together. Because do you think that if people acknowledge children who were removed and cold and didn't say a lot, do you think that the majority of those children have issues that they really want to discuss?
Yeah.
Do you think that's a really big warning sign?
I hear that from the young girls that are my following now.
Okay.
They come to me and say, because of your story, I will go to that one aunt I trust, or I will go to the school counselor. I thought they were a joke before, but now I know that it's important that I get help.
So basically, as a parent, is what you're saying, is that if you've got a child that's kind of introverted and quieter and removed emotionally, that you should try to reach them?
Definitely so.
Okay, so there could be something wrong. It might not be within your home, but it could be something outside the home.
Especially if it's a change in personality. Exactly. In the Globe and Mail, the editor that reviewed my book and said, how did Oprah miss this one, which was fabulous, actually bought the book for his daughter and said that it actually had gotten through to her. Definitely. So I spoke with Margaret Trudeau, and
of course you did.
Of course I did.
Margaret Trudeau used to be one of our Prime Minister's wives, who was quite a feisty girl.
And we bumped into each other after, and I received a standing ovation when I spoke with her, and I was so touched because, I have all due respect for what she's been through and her struggles as well. Event planner and sponsor of the whole event that we were speaking for came up to me after I spoke and said that he was going to get counseling for sexual abuse that he ignored for 25 years.
So it works for men too.
It does.
When they hear this, it inspires men.
It's not only a great story, it's a story that you can read and go, wow, I got nothing to complain about.
So, so what's your future goal at this stage in your life? You've done a lot. You've really got your business going. Is there anything that you're missing?
Well, I think we're at a stage now where we're growing our company, and it hasn't been easy with the company either. It's been very difficult. I mean, you figure 20,000 mystery shoppers and the clients and different personalities, starting from a home-based business expanding. It's been very, very challenging. So I think I'll probably step down from being president. Mark will take over being president.
And it's okay working together as husband and wife?
Yeah, it's amazing. I don't know how we do it. 24 hours a day for 15 years. I really don't know.
There's no... You're together all the time. You can't step out and be back. You're always together, right?
My babysitter.
There's no temptations because you're always together.
Exactly.
Yeah. Are you considered a millionaire now? From homeless to millionaire?
Yeah, on paper I'm definitely a multi-millionaire. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
On paper?
Yeah, on paper.
Okay.
That means I don't have $20 million sitting in the bank. You know, Revenue Canada, take that.
It's on paper. Now, you live in Sechelt, so is this...
I live very comfortably. I'm very blessed for what I have now. Now I'm at a stage where I'd like to think about giving. Well,
Sorry,
I will always... No, I will always worry. I will always worry because I think at any time it could all be taken away from me, and
that's smart to be that way. It keeps you on your toes.
Well, it does, but I'd like a little bit of boredom and a little bit of not worrying once in a while. But I don't think where I came from, I'll ever be able to relax like that.
No, because you know what, you're always going to be worrying about what's going to happen down the road, because that's what happens when you have a streetwise lifestyle.
Now I know if I lost it all, God forbid, tomorrow, I still would be a happy person, and I've gone through an emotional change that I'm proud of who I am and where I'm at in my life. I'm not my past. You know, I am who I am today, and the baubles don't make me.
And tell me about the charity. You do a lot of charity, which a lot of people don't know about you, and I'd like to address that, because everybody thinks that, oh, someone's come out of, you know, a bad situation and now they're a millionaire and they forget about everything else, where you haven't. Cathrine is involved in a few charities, are you not?
Well, I've always given to our clients' charities, and we've been very involved with supporting their efforts. But I thought that since I was doing so much of that, what was close to my heart was working with animals. So I started the Cathrine Ann project in Cabo San Lucas in Mexico with a veterinarian on the Sunshine Coast. And what we are doing is we're providing training to veterinarians in their senior years in the Mexican vet schools to teach them to be better vets. And then these vets, as part of their curriculum, are going out and providing free veterinary services to all the animal shelters in Mexico. And then there'll be a charitable nonprofit or arm of the organization that will teach children how to treat their animals better. And
so really, your whole life has changed since you had the YWCA
it has
award.
Changed. Yeah.
And that's when it changed. So 4 years is not a long time.
No.
So you're still dealing with the aftermath of putting that out to the public, and so it's only going to, you're in the middle of your tidal wave here, right? And things are just going to keep happening for you. So it's going to be hard to relax for a while, I would imagine.
I think so. I think I need to get 20 years back in my life so I can have more time to do what I have to do.
I know.
Right?
I am way too young to be this old. Way too young to be this old, damn it. A fairly decent rapport with your son over the years?
No, my son doesn't talk to me. And my son hasn't talked to me for 6 years. He's not in my life. I have 2 grandchildren that I don't know.
Is he angry?
I think so.
Is he angry because you're putting this out there?
No, he's, okay, since I tell the truth about everything, I'm going to tell you what happened. I brought him into the company, you know, and I take full responsibility for raising him the way I raised him. I was a criminal and opportunist, and I was a scammer, and that's what he saw. And he saw his mother being a person that a son, especially a son, would not be proud of. And I take full responsibility for that.
Do you want to say anything to him now?
Well, I call him, I send him emails, I write letters, I send cards, I'd love to see my 2 grandchildren. I hope that somehow they see me as they get older. I think my one grandson is 6 and the other is 4, but I'm really not sure because I wasn't told. My mother didn't even tell me when I had a 2nd grandchild till a year later.
So your mom keeps in touch with him?
Yeah, she sees them all the time, but she won't put patches back together.
So he's okay with her but not with you, but yet you were a product of her.
I know, but she worked harder.
Okay. They always tend to do that with the grandchildren.
Yeah. No, it's okay. He started a competitive company to my company, and I thought he was just going to leave, so I was going to buy out his shares, right?
That's a little tough when it gets to be
betrayal. Well, when it's betrayal and you come from where I come from, I was struck out and I was angry. But, you know, I went through some therapy and I realized that blood is thicker than water, and who cares anyway, so let's just meet each other, see each other, let's
Well, I guess you can at least say on a positive note that you taught him something. Yeah. He's gone one step in a different direction, but he took your skills and what you taught him.
And he's successful,
And he's successful.
And
so,
he's successful.
You know, maybe that's as hard as it is, and you do feel betrayal. Maybe that was his way of having his anger and getting back at you for whatever was inside of him.
For sure. We were so close.
Yeah.
We were so close. I mean, we partied together. It wasn't, you know, it was a friendship. It wasn't a mother-son relationship. And, you know, people say it's a great place in your life if you don't have any regrets. And I'm like, hell, are you kidding? I have so many regrets. What led me to go into therapy is I did have a nervous breakdown. Of all the things I'd been through in my life, I was strong enough to handle it all. But my son, who I loved so much and was so close to, I really lost my mind, and I went for help. And for a whole year, I basically stayed in bed, and Mark ran the company, and I had to get better. You know, so it's life.
Sad. I know it's life, but it's so sad because
right?
you have one child, and you know.
I think that what I'd like to ask your viewers is to be a little more open and receptive to people that they come across in their lives. You don't know what someone has been through. You don't know what their experience has been, and nor do they know that from you. I guess I'm asking everybody to just have a lighter heart, and a more forgiving spirit and soul. And
don't be so quick to do the tabloid judgment call, right?
Exactly.
Pay attention to people around you that may have a sadness to them, that maybe a younger person in your life or a friend's kid or whatever, and just one day ask, is everything okay? Is there something you'd like to talk about? Because it could be someone like what Cathrine, you know, a story like Cathrine Ann's, and why not nip it in the bud? Because we don't really want to have a lot more stories like that.
Exactly. And if you do have a story like mine, on the other hand, remember that life is full of possibilities, and a door closes and 3 windows open. And when you're ready spiritually and emotionally to accept change, it will be there for you. Nothing is dead end.
And one person can make a huge difference in your life.
Exactly.
Pay attention to who walks into your life, because that could be your door open to get out of the situation that's been causing a lot of havoc for you. And I think in your life, the man that you're married to was a very, very big part of your life changing and finding love and acceptance and having a wonderful business and a career that's your own. And I think he was a really, really great part that came into your life that helped you.
I wouldn't be where I am without Mark.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. And I've always said, but behind every successcul woman, you know, there's a man there. Because usually they say behind every successful man, right?
Yeah. It's a strong woman. Yeah.
You know, people say to me, oh, you started a successful company because some man with millions of dollars came and gave you money for your company. No, Mark was flipping burgers, working as a cook for minimum wage, okay?
See, so there's a good story.
It was teamwork. Yeah, this really is an old-fashioned love story with hints of possibilities and change, right? That's what it's about. So, I mean, without Mark, I wouldn't be where I am. There's absolutely no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
See, there's a good part of the story right there, right? I mean, that's something that the second part of your life is has been really good.
It has been. It has been, and I really wouldn't change it. I wouldn't.
Good. Well, there you go, everyone. Cheers.
Yes. And
thank you, Cathrine Ann, for being so candid about all your things that I asked those questions about. And please, everybody, write in. If you want to get a hold of Cathrine Ann, you can get a hold of her through me, or do you have a website you'd like to put out there?
CathrineAnn.com. It's spelled a little differently.
Yeah.
It's CathrineAnn.
Yeah, let's say it one more time. Cathrine and then ANN.
And I'd love to get your feedback too. I definitely would. Can I just share my mantra?
Sure.
My mantra is dream it, believe it, be it. And I believe it with all my heart, and I just wanted to leave it with that.
There you go. Thanks everybody for listening, and please write in and let me know your comments. And anybody who wants to make a movie, get a hold of us.
Yes, 10% to you.
Yeah. And you, if you're listening,